There is this new report now, according to the CBP, that there have been close to 2 million encounters now at our southern border. We had a sheriff from Arizona on yesterday talking about bringing over trafficking drugs over the Arizona border, human trafficking as well. There are crises all around, but we can't forget about what's happening at the border. Your thoughts?
I'm so glad to hear you say that. Really appreciate that, Sean, because too many other news outlets simply ignore the border. They try to cover for the president and his administration and the lawlessness, quite frankly, that they are inflicting upon the United States. I mean, think about this. This administration is putting your life at risk on purpose. I mean, nearly 209,000 illegals came across last month, and that is a record. That is simply a record, and that's a 317% increase from last year, and 233% increase from August of 2019. The southern border is our first line of defense against those who mean us harm. And this Biden administration just simply continues to let them pour across the border unchecked. They lost a lawsuit on the migrant protection protocols, but they're slow rolling that. And now the USCIS has come out with some kind of a mandate that says they're going to anybody applying for citizenship or for immigrants, I should say, has to have a vaccine. But they don't have the personnel to do this. They're releasing thousands of COVID positive individuals into this country and endangering the lives of all of Americans. I mean, look. Law-abiding citizens are being subjected to the authoritarian style rule of Biden, but COVID-positive illegal immigrants are not. I mean, think about that. It is nuts, and I'm so glad that you're concentrating on this and so important issue.
Well, it's hard to ignore when you can't go to Los Angeles or New York City and get yourself a sandwich without showing a vaccine ID, a vaccine passport, and your ID. Again, to grab yourself a sandwich. But it's not the same there at the border. Clearly, we have heard from this administration that says the border is closed. We know from the CBP that's not the case. Almost 2 million.
It's pure lies. One lie after the other, as we've heard, in all of these crises that have been created by this incompetent president and his incompetent advisors and the entire administration. I mean, from defund the police, the Afghan disaster, and now we've got a reconciliation budget of $3.5 trillion that is filled with provisions like granting amnesty to millions of illegal aliens. And you know, when we hear, I heard one of your earlier guests this morning was talking about how Manchin and Sinema and several other, they were hoping that some of these Democrats would stay firm and vote against this. I'm not holding my breath on this, because if it's just a 3.5 trillion, well, what happens if they reduce it to 3 trillion or 2.5? It's still overwhelmingly a bad thing for America, and endangering the lives of all American citizens. It's out of control at the border. You should see the pictures, and what you probably have, of what's happening down there. Our people are spread so thin that cartels are in control. We've got not just Central Americans and Mexicans coming in, Haitians, Africans, Asians. They're coming from 130 different nations, many on the no-fly list, many on the terrorist watch list. Listen, there's a connection to Afghanistan too. We want to help those who helped us in the 20 years of warfare we had there, but we are not vetting these people properly. And so again, this administration is lawless, and they are lying, and they are not coming clean about what's happening and what their real goals are.